Welcome to Electronics. This is a CTS, Certified Technology Specialist course. Today we'll talk about maintaining AV operations. Here is what we'll cover in this video. We'll cover an end-to-end walkthrough of how AV operations are maintained in a professional environment. We will cover vendor and customer relationships, inventory and stock management, equipment security, staff skills development, remote monitoring of client systems, and the administrative backbone that keeps an AV business functioning. So, what does AV operations actually mean? AV operations are not about design or installation. This is about continuity. Operations answer one question: how does the business continue to deliver working systems on time, securely, with competent staff? Operations effectively sit between technical delivery and business sustainability. If systems fail repeatedly, gear goes missing, or staff skills stagnate, the business fails regardless of technical talent. And when it comes with working with vendors, suppliers, and customers, this matters because AV is a supply chain dependent industry. You do not manufacture displays, DSPs, codecs, switches, or loudspeakers. You depend on vendors. Your effectiveness with clients is constrained by vendor lead times, their support quality, and their escalation paths. The communication channels used are a few. AV managers communicate through email, quotes, RMAs, and documentation. Maybe phone and video calls for support and escalation. And of course, contracts and purchase orders or face-to-face meetings. Each channel serves a different purpose. Misusing them causes delays and disputes. The best practices for vendor relationships. Initial face-to-face contact establishes accountability. Written documentation reduces ambiguity, and professional problem resolution preserves leverage, and correct escalation paths matter the most. Long-term vendor partnerships outperform price-only sourcing. Price is temporary, support is persistent, so try to remember it this way. So how does managing levels of stock and materials work? The core objectives of inventory management is that at any moment you must know what you own, where it is, and what condition it is in, and also what is already committed elsewhere. This applies whether you are a systems integrator, a rental and staging provider, or an in-house AV department. There are a few inventory types you need to be aware of. Capital equipment like displays, DSPs, and projectors. Consumables like lamps, batteries, and cables. Portables and loan equipment, and rental assets. Rental inventory is more complex because assets leave and return repeatedly. The way to track equipment movement: rely on barcodes and RFID. A barcode is simply an optical label scanned manually. You've probably seen those in a number of places. An RFID is a wireless tag that is read automatically at short range. Each tag maps to a database record. There are a few best practices for tagging equipment that you should take into account. Here's an ID strategy that you could use. Assign unique IDs per asset and match asset ID to case ID or project ID. And never rely solely on model names. 10 identical displays become indistinguishable without unique IDs. Make sure that you have standardized location for tags on every asset. Make sure the tag is visible without unpacking. And make sure it is consistent across your fleet. And if scanning individual items is inefficient, use scan sheets. This is often the case for cable kits, accessory bins, and tool cases. Always make sure that the case label information carries the following: the company ID, the asset ID, the job or system association, the destination room, and ideally case weight. You must also ensure the security of equipment and supplies. You might be wondering then why AV equipment is high risk. A, because it has a high resale value. B, it is portable. And C, it's often left unattended during events. The loss occurs through theft, misidentification, and accidental removal by the other vendors. So responsibility follows control. Whoever controls the equipment is accountable at the end of the day. There are some security measures you can take. Physical controls like locked rooms, locked vehicles, and restricted access areas help. You can use security guards. Those are used for loading docks and public venues and overnight protection. If you decide to do this, the guards require a clear schedule, access authority, and staff ID standards. And if you're thinking about theft deterrence, there are a few techniques you can employ. Make sure the equipment has some sort of permanent marking, like engraving or etching or embedded tags. The objective is to reduce resale value of stolen goods and increase recovery probability. The trade-off, of course, is reduced resale value for legitimate asset disposal. For rental equipment fraud prevention, there are a few key verification steps that you could use. Use government-issued photo ID with a secondary ID validation. Use credit card, address verification, and usage location confirmation, as well as industry references. These controls reduce ID-based theft. It is crucial to maintain accurate equipment records. Those are required for insurance claims, law enforcement recovery, asset valuation, and life cycle planning. The required record fields are the make, the model, the serial number, the asset ID and location history, the purchase date and value, as well as accessories included. Paper checklists remain relevant for on-site verification. And for your own professional skills and knowledge, it's important to maintain that. You might be asking yourself, why do skills expire? Recall that AV combines IT networking, media transport, control systems, and user experience. Each evolves continuously. There are a few channels you could use to maintain your skill set. Professional certification renewal is an option. Vendor training is what most industry personnel use. There are trade publications, trade shows, and formal courses. I believe that no single course is sufficient. There is also internal and client training. Internal training targets recurrent technical failures, new technology adoption as well, and also skill gaps across teams. Client training, on the other hand, focuses on system operation, basic troubleshooting, input switching, and daily workflows. Documentation supplements live training. It doesn't replace it. Let's talk about monitoring client sites remotely. The purpose of remote monitoring is to reduce downtime without site visits. Monitored parameters include device uptime, lamp hours, signal presence, configuration changes, and physical removal. There are a few popular alarm delivery methods or alert delivery methods. There are on screen alerts or SMS, email, messaging platforms. SNMP is a popular networking protocol to do this. Some systems integrate scheduling and resource booking too. And finally, some administrative work that you will do in your career. Some of those functions include invoicing, purchasing, payroll, subcontractor management, insurance, quoting and bidding, financial tracking, and strategic planning. These functions enable technical work to exist at scale. Failure here collapses delivery regardless of engineering quality. Here is what we covered in this video. We examined how AV operations sustain business continuity through structured vendor relationships. We covered disciplines, inventory management, robust equipment security, continuous staff development, remote system monitoring, and essential administrative processes that underpin every successful AV organization.